Hi there, my name is Nasime and today I'm going to tell you a story about phytoplankton responses to Windstilling revolution in Lake Berkshire in Estonia. Hope you enjoy the story.
54 years ago, a long way out in the large shallow lake, a lake in the middle of Estonia, there lived a community of tiny creatures named phytoplankton. They were not just an ordinary community, but the most important and famous one in the entire lake. Like land plants, they consume carbon dioxide, build organic matter using light energy, and release oxygen. They're quite well known, and even their family name has a Wikipedia page. Since lovely is a relative concept for everyone, the phytoplankton community was not exceptional. They are, by definition, photosynthetic like trees. Hence, they could play the role of hero because of producing oxygen and absorbing carbon dioxide. Look, they could be lovely, but there's a limitation of their loveliness. They could become bad guys when their population becomes too abundant, grow too big. For almost 54 years, this guy Peter, who is a great scientist, collected the monthly phytoplankton data.
Picture of Vatsjar I have seen for more than 40 years already. I started counting the phytoplankton when I graduated from the university in 79 in the previous century, and I have done it since now. I have seen.
Every month, he took a small sample of phytoplankton from the lake, counted them, and identified them. Indeed, because they are microscopic creatures, he had to use a microscope to be able to count them. He was interested in understanding the impact of climate events in phytoplankton behavior to provide information for water management. We wanted to know if there was any battle among species during almost half of the century, and if yes, who was the winner and how. Also, we wanted to know if our lake phytoplanktons tend to change their role to be a bad guy, and if yes, why? Okay folks, now let's see what we found. Actually, we found out a revolution in 1996 named atmospheric stilling or windstilling, and it means a decrease in wind speed, as you can see here, in 1996 in our lake. Now the fun part of the story. Peter and Nassim were wondering why, while based on the lake background, the amounts of nutrients have been decreasing and phytoplankton has had less food or less nutrient to grow, they're still improving and increasing. It was a surprise. So what did happen to them? Why they tended to be a bad guy even with less food? Do you know why? Okay, let's see what we found and what was the reason for increasing the amount of them. Well, we realized that the battle was fought among shade-tolerant cyanobacteria species. They were the species that were more robust than others, and they tolerated the limited light. These species are the least light limited as they tolerate shade. All other species are outcompeted by them. You may call this type of community a light-limited community, where the shade-tolerant species are the last survivors. The windstilling revolution in the lake changed the dominant species, social and political structure of the lake. Okay, there we go. The story shows that the stilling caused a decline in mud mixed up by waves levels. It means that when the wind speed drops, the sand and mud settle and more sunlight can get into the lake. The sunlight was the most valuable good for the guys, and they have been starving without it. Now they ate the sunlight and grew bigger and bigger, so big that they finally shaded the sunshine again. But the biggest one, L. Planktonic, got most of it. He was the winner. That light niche was a window opportunity of light that was capitalized and filled by that wise, shade-tolerant phytoplankton community who wanted to be a winner. As Louis Pasteur mentioned, chance favors the prepared mind. Great was the story of L. Planktonic when they won the competition with other species and became the winner of this battle. Even though they became bad guys for our lake, the reality is they won the battle. However, they feasted, told many stories of their adventure, and at last became a leading and dominant group. A group of influence in the lake, very honorable, a group to be very much congratulated indeed.